Ladies and gentlemen, we asked the question, can we beat Pokemon Fire Red with only an Ammonite and slash Omastar? We are allowed to evolve this Pokemon this run, and let's see if we're able to do this challenge. I first checked the stats of my Ammonite, and thank you to Team Subbit, by the way, for making this beautiful custom form Ammonite. So I go and grind until I'm level 10, and we decide to take on the rival. And let me just say, this fight should not have been this difficult. I actually had to struggle to win this fight, so this is going to be sped up footage for you guys. I level up Ammonite to level 13 when he learns Bite, and we decide to take on Brock. So 2 bites take out Geodude, and then he sends out his Onix. I get hit with a Rock Tomb, and I decide to Bite, and I see it's about a 3-piece, and it does turn out to be a 3-piece for game. Nothing eventful happens in Mount Moon, but I do grab the Helix Fossil because people like to ask. I decide to do this a little out of order, and I decide to take the rival on first. 2 bites kills Pidgeotto, 1 bite kills Abra. He then sends out Charmander. I go for Bite, and then I go for Water Gun, easily picking up the KO, and he goes in Rattata, and I use Bite for game. Now is Misty. Misty is a little different because Ammonite is a ghost type. I have no stab. It takes 2 bites to almost kill Staryu. It takes a third one to kill because she uses Potion. I get confused by Water Pulse. I hit her with Bite with a crit, and I break through to get the KO. I go and Bomb Rush the Ash of the Sand, and I see my rivals here, so it takes 2 bites to KO Pidgeotto. He sends out Kadabra. I go for Bite, and it gets disabled, so I use Thief, easily picking up a KO with a crit. He sends out Charmeleon. I go for Water Gun as he hits me with Smoke Screen. I go for a second one, and we pick up that KO. I'm starting to worry because of the Smoke Screen. I'm trying to learn Leer for some reason, don't know why. He sends out Raticate. I go for Thief, and 2 of them gets me game. We go right to Lieutenant Surge, and I see he's starting out with Voltorb, so we go for Mud Shot, easily picking up a KO. He then sends out Pikachu, and I'm like, this is an easy KO as well. Mud Shot, easily picking up, and then he sends out Raichu. I go for Mud Shot, and it almost picks up a KO. It's me a Thunder Wave for paralysis. He uses Double Team. I get hit with the first Parahacks, second Parahacks, and I hit him with Mud Shot for game. Once we get to Giovanni, I decide, why not take this fight in a very different way? So I send out Lord Helix. I go for Water Gun, OHKOing Onix. He then sends out Kangaskhan. I go for Bite, not doing as much damage as I thought it would, so I go for another one, trying to get some flinches, but you know what, 4 bites KOs it, and then it comes out Rhyhorn, and we Water Gun for game. After Giovanni, Lord Helix evolved into an Omastar, who is a Ghost Fire type. We hop right into the next gym, and she starts off with Victory Bell, so I go for Bite, almost OHKOing. We go for another one. She heals, but a crit takes out Victory Bell. She then sends out Tangela. I go for Bite, OHKOing it, and then comes out Vileplume. We go for Bite, almost KOing it, and a second one for game. I head back to Lavender Town, and I free Mr. Fuji, and then I head back to Celadon and spend some money to get the TM for Ice Beam, which is going to help us here, and a little bit for the next gym. I actually head over to Koga this roundabout, and he starts off with Coughing, so I go for an Ice Beam, OHKOing Coughing, and then comes out Muck. I go for a Mud Shot, almost KOing it. He uses Acid Armor. I go for a second one, and he's starting to live more and more. I go for another Mud Shot after he is healed, and I go for one more, and a critical hit takes him out. Next comes out Coughing. We go for Ice Beam, KOing him in a hit, then Wheezing. I start thinking, will this work? So I Ice Beam, get the freeze. He full heals, and I Ice Beam for game. So we go over to Rival Fivel, and I take on Lee. He sends out Pidgeotto. I use Ice Beam, OHKOing it with a crit. He then sends out Gyarados. I go for a Bite, trying to get a flinch. Didn't get it. The second one, still no flinch, but a third one for the KO. He sends out Charizard. I go for Mud Shot, like an idiot, forgetting Charizard's part flying. I go for Ice Beam, almost KOing it. He goes for Flamethrower, and a second Ice Beam takes him out. Next comes out Execute, so I just Bite it for an OHKO, and here comes Alakazam. This is the mon that scares me, so I go for a Bite as he sets up Calm Mind, and he goes for Future Sight as I kill him. Now we're in Sabrina. This gym scares me every 6 way. Kadabra comes out, I Bite it for an OHKO, and we hit a level off of that, and I'm learning Ancient Power. This move does come in handy later on because I forgot Mud Shot was a ground type move for Charizard, so now we got a better coverage for Charizard. Mr. Mime comes out, I go for a Bite with a crit for an OHKO. Venomoth comes out, we go for Ice Beam for almost an OHKO, but I do get confused. I go for another Ice Beam, almost KOing it again. I get both her potions out of the way. Ice Beam again, almost KOs it. I tried for an Ancient Power. I go for Bite for game. We decide to go and Bomb Rush Blaine, and lo and behold, Blaine actually has a few custom forms himself. Starting off with a Growlithe that is water and fire. We OHKO it with Bite. He then sends out Arcanine, who's still water fire. I go for a Bite, trying to get some flinches. I do get his first potion out of the way. I go for Ancient Power, almost killing him. As you see, I am playing with fire. I am on 2 HP. He sends out Ponyta, who is a fire ghost type. I go for Bite, almost KOing it, and the other one to pick up his potion. Rapidash comes out. I go for Bite, and Bite for game. We are finally at Giovanni. He sends out Rhyhorn, so I start Surf, OHKOing the Rhyhorn. Next comes out Dugtrio. We go for Surf, KOing it as well. Now is Nidoqueen. I go for an Ice Beam to OHKO it. I think you're catching the theme here. Nidoking comes out for an Ice Beam, and then his last Mon is Rhyhorn, and we go for Surf to KO it. Let's start off the E4 with Lorelei. So we go for an Ancient Power, get the buff on Dugong. We go for Bite to KO the Dugong. Cloyster comes out. I go for Bite to Oko Cloyster. Slowbro comes out. Bite Okos him. And then Lapras comes out. I go for Ancient Power, almost KOing it, but then I get confused. I actually have to go for another Ancient Power. Got lucky, didn't hit myself. Jinx comes out, and I go for Ancient Power to KO Lorelei. Next is Bruno. Bruno's Onyx comes out. I go for a Surf, instantly OHKOing him. Then comes out Hitmonchan. We go for Surf, almost KOing him. We go for a second one. I'm just mindlessly pressing Surf at this point. We're almost KOing all of his fighting types. They're just barely living. Machoke tries the setup, and we go for a KO on him. Next comes out Onyx. He goes for EQ. We go for Surf, picking up that KO. Then comes out Hitmonlee. I go for Ice Beam, almost KOing it for a 2-piece. Now is Agatha. Agatha is a little different, so I start off with Bite, OHKOing Gengar. She then sends out another Gengar, so I just bite it. This one barely lives, gets flinched, but Citrus Berry pops. We go into a Golbat, I Ice Beam, picking up the KO. Then comes out Arbok. So I don't know what to really do here, so I go for Surf, kind of doing some really good damage. Takes the second one to KO it, and then comes out Haunter for a bite for game. This fight with Lance took 15 soft resets. This is the 16th run right here. I got lucky. Ancient Power stacks were just in my favor for once. We KO this. Dratini comes out. I go for Surf, picking up that KO. Another Dragonair comes out. I go for Surf, and then comes out a Dragonite, setting up Safeguard, and it takes 2 Surfs to KO him. Now is the champion. Pidgeotto comes out. I Ice Beam to pick up the quick KO. Another Ice Beam on Rhyhorn with a crit to pick up the KO. Gyarados comes out. I still don't really have much for Gyarados, so I go for Ancient Power, trying to get the Ancient Power stacks to proc. I don't get it, but a crit does pick up the KO. Now Charizard comes out. I go for Surf, OHKOing Charizard. And next is this Alakazam, the thing that scares me throughout this whole run. It takes 3 bites to OHKO him because he decides to heal it every time. I do get through all 3 of his full restores, and it's just annoying me. We finally get that KO, and now comes out Execute. I go for Bite, almost KOing him. He misses Sleep Powder, and Bite ends this challenge. I gotta say, we had a lot of close calls in this challenge, but thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As next challenge, we are going to be going through Pokemon Emerald. I haven't decided what Pokemon we're going to use yet. That really just comes down to what I can find. I have this wheel of Pokemon, and I just spin it. Whatever it lands on, that's what we play with. So just keep that in mind. I will see you guys next time for our challenge.